I will be taking a deep dive into the Summer Wells case, the missing 5-year-old from Tennessee. Y'all are going to have to forgive me. I don't know all the details yet. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a deep dive and I want to take y'all along with me for those who might not be familiar with this case. And if you are, please email me truecrimecases101@gmail because I always want to make sure I have all the facts lined up. If you're new here or if you're new to this case, we're going to go ahead and start from the beginning, and then I want to attach an interview that was done not long, just like not even a couple of weeks after Summer was reported missing, an interview that her parents done. So be sure you stay tuned for that. Summer Wells was reported missing from her home on Ben Hill Road on June 15th. An Amber Alert was issued the next day. Since then, the search for Summer and the investigation into her disappearance have been ongoing. Now, this interview is her parents, and it was done by a local news station, so shout out to them. Y'all, this interview here, I'm over here like, this is all kind of sketchy to me. I had so many red flags watching this. Here is Summer's parents, Candus and Don.
I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing. I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes I came back, and I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone. I don't go on walks around here or runs because I'm scared of the bears and snakes and even the coyotes that are around here. Well, whoever has my daughter, I pray and hope that they have not harmed her and they bring her back to us safe and sound.
Go to the FBI, the police, and clear it up. I mean, I don't know, it seems kind of elusive.
It's really strange that I've never seen this truck, and I've never heard of it until just recently. But I wish they would come forward and explain themselves. And if you're not a suspect, at least come forward and say what you've seen. She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did.
She tried to shave her head
in the back
and make it, I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control. So we decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long, and she shaved her head so she wouldn't feel bad, and but it didn't bother her at this point. Well, I knew right away that she was abducted. You know, I knew that right away, and that's what I told them from the beginning. But they have to go through their, I forget the word.
Investigation.
They have to do one step at a time, I guess. But I'm sorry that they had to spend so many man hours in these woods and everything. I've seen them limping and everything else, and I feel for them. But I just wish there was a way that neighbors could search neighbors' houses, and then if they're not willing, get a search warrant or something. But there's just no way you can search every single house, in the eastern United States or whatever. But I wish there was a way. just thankful for the person or persons that's doing that, you know, out of love, and trying to get information and trying to get her found. We thank them from the bottom of our hearts.
It means a lot.
And we thank everybody who's trying so hard and praying so hard. And she's an awesome young lady, and we just want her back. But, yeah, there's always going to be haters, you know, and you know, it's always going to be that way in this world, and we just want to focus on the good friends and Christian people that are trying to help us and praying for us and praying for Summer. And we thank them from the bottom of our hearts, and that's the kind of people we try to relate with and socialize with. So we don't know anything about, you know, no red truck, or we hardly know many of our neighbors. I mean, because we just try to be around good people. I mean, and we do have good people in this area. We found out since this has all happened. We got some real good neighbors and good folks everywhere. But
the most important thing is to bring Summer home safe. I'm sorry that you feel this way about us, but we love our children with everything we have. We've never went without, thanks to Summer's daddy and my husband. He's always provided for us and has worked as much as he could and can and still is. And I'm sorry that you guys feel that way, but that's my baby, and nobody would ever treat her like that as long as I was around. Ever.
She loves to dance. She would always want me. She says, "Daddy, hold my hand so I can twirl." And she would just like to twirl and twirl and twirl until my arm got tired, you know. And you know, I put out there that one of Summer's favorite songs was Godzilla, and they say, you know, and they're jumping all over me about past tense was, you know. Well, I'm sorry about that. It's just.
She also liked the song by New Breed. It was called House, My House. She sung that a lot of times when I play it on the TV. She loved to dance.
She liked to think of herself as a princess, and you know, and all that, like all young girls do. And
she loved Frozen. She loved to be that Elsa, and
I think she really loved to be in church because she felt a lot of love there. And I think you can't explain what that love is, but you feel it and you know it, you know, when you're young. And she felt that there, and she loved everybody in that church. Or she loves everybody in that church. I should rephrase that, because they'll tear that apart as past tense, and I apologize again for that. I hope she gets to come home, you know, and I hope she gets to be with our church family again.
Our best friend in that church was Robin. She loved her to death.
Yeah, she looked up to women that were.
She come to that church, she went looking for Robin. That was her favorite person.
Any woman that was professional, that
was pretty, beautiful.
She looked up to those kind of women. She, you know, they were the word I'm looking for, I can't think of it, but she looked up to them. She'd give them a run for their money every day. She'd give them a run for their money, and there was times, you know, we'd be, you know, at our boys like, don't do this and don't do that. And next thing you know, the stick would come up and just whop them, you know, and it'd be like, Summer, don't do that.
Summer was the boss of the family.
She typical girl.
When they get out of line, she'd put them in line.
She'd do her best.
She loved to play in the mud and the water and swing on her swing and enjoy dirt.
When I run the lawnmower around, she would run behind me. When the boys run their bikes around, she, as fast as that little bike could go, she would be behind them running and keeping up with them, no problem. You know, she loved to run. She just loved to run, and she could pull herself up on that swing, her full body weight with her two hands, And she could do that. None of the other boys can do that, but she can.
Was she in school yet?
No.
She's going this year.
This was supposed to be her first year of
She's been,
kindergarten.
we did all the, what?
I took care of everything.
Yeah.
I had her already taken all of her shots and registered in the school for ready for this year.
I just never expected for anyone to get a hold of my heart like she has, because I try to guard my heart as much as I can, but she holds my heart in her little hands, and I love her with all my heart. I'd do anything to have her back.
Your little girl.
If there's any way, if you can find it in your heart to please release her somehow. I don't know how you might do that. I mean, 'cause you're probably scared of going to prison for the rest of your life and everything else, I'm sure. But please find it in your heart, have mercy, and find a way of letting her go, and where we can get her back. And just please have mercy on her, and and us, and her brothers. And she's such a loving, good spirit. Please don't hurt her. Please let her come home. My biggest fear is, her being tormented or locked in a dungeon or basement or something, because she loved to be outside all the time. And that was her, unfortunately, her downfall. 'Cause a lot of times the boys would be inside and we'd be like, "Where's Summer? Why'd you leave her out there alone? Go get Summer now." And that's happened over and over again. And we'd come out and she would always be close by, but we was always coming up. She had to be outside. She was an outdoor person. And
She loved to be outside.
Yep. And I'm so afraid that she's locked away. She's such a loving heart and everything, and I'm afraid that she won't be able to, locked away where she can't be outside or play with a puppy or anything, love nature, and that's my greatest fear, that she's not able to do any of these things anymore, or that she could possibly, I don't want to think she's dead, but it's a possibility. I don't want to address all the negativity. I just want to focus on the positive, because it's so easy to get, lost in that negativity and stuff, and it's just not worth it. So I appreciate y'all, the good things you say, and your prayers. That's awesome.
When my sister came missing, I was in between Arkansas and Tennessee. I don't know all of what happened or what did happen, but I hope that they find her too and bring her home safely too.
Well, yeah, there's nothing she disappeared without a trace. They haven't found anything, haven't found a body, nothing. And when you see cases like that, that's why I lose hope on Summer. I want to keep hope, but sometimes I lose hope.
Lose it.
And I think, well, maybe we won't never see her again, so I start thinking in past tense, sorry. But I'm trying to keep hope up. I'm trying to keep my prayers up and all that.
The first thing I noticed was neither one of them shed not one tear during this entire interview. And like I said, this interview was done and posted not even 2 weeks after Summer Wells was reported missing. I don't see 1 ounce of sadness on their faces. No heartbreaking is going on here. Now look, I get everybody grieves different, mourns different, handle things different. But y'all, she wasn't even missing at this time, not even 2 weeks at the time of this interview. As a mother of a daughter, as a mother, period, are you not going to be like physically upset? Physically distraught? There will be some sign, some sort of emotion on your face. And for him to be a father of a young girl and a father, period, and not showing any sign of sadness, hurt, pain, or emotion, that right there is just weird to me. Weird. If this happened, if this was in my situation, pray to God it never happens. But if this was my daughter, her daddy, her granddaddies, her y'all, there is people closer. The man would be physically upset. This right here makes no sense to me why these people are not showing any signs of emotion whatsoever when their young daughter is missing. And how he keeps saying past tense. And then him going, oh, well, like, looks like he's getting pissed off because people are saying, why are you saying her name and things like she's not here no more? It ain't even been 2 weeks. At the time of this interview, I want to keep saying this because this interview was done in June. I believe it was like June the 22nd or something like that. And forgive me for not knowing all the details because I have not been following this case very closely. This did happen in Hawkins County, Tennessee, which is just right above me, little old me here in Mississippi. So for anybody around this area, anybody in America, anybody in the world, look at this little girl's picture. Now, they said that she had a shaved head. You heard about that in the interview. But I'm sure her hair has grown out, by now. Not grown out this much, but I'm sure it's grown more. But them bright blue eyes, child, you can't miss that. Gorgeous blue eyes. What a sweet, sweet baby girl. Y'all, we got to do whatever we can do to help bring this little girl to safety, wherever that may be. And whoever had something to do with her disappearance needs to absolutely be brought to justice. We will be following this case more. If y'all have any information, I'm sure y'all do, because I'm sure y'all have followed this case a little bit more. Please email me and let me know anything that I need to know and need to put out there. There is entirely too many women and little girls that come up missing and just vanished. I mean, there's people in general, I know, that come up missing and just vanish without a trace. That don't happen. People don't just disappear into thin air. Something happened to those people. Those people are either out there somewhere. Well, those people are out there somewhere. Whether they're still alive or not, those people are still out there somewhere. And y'all, I hate thinking this way, but I believe a lot of these cases is human trafficking. Absolutely. So God willing, if this little girl is out there safe somewhere, and I'm praying she is, God knows miracles happen, and God knows power of prayer. I'm praying this little girl is found safe. I will be doing more research into this, and we'll be posting more updates as I get them, and I'll be posting what I find and stuff like that. Keep in mind, you might have already heard the information, but we're just going to put it all together, and we're going to see what we can figure out. I mean, the internet sleuths of the world has helped solve a lot of crimes. I'm just saying. If we could help bring justice, if we could help bring somebody home, I mean, why not do it? Why not try? Keep an eye out for this little sweet girl, this sweet face. Y'all spread the word.